Welcome to everyone present here. Today, we are extremely honored to have with us Sir Lalit Verma, an Indian forest officer with over a decade of experience. Welcome, sir. It's an honor to have you here with us today.
Thank you.
So, can we please start off by knowing what were your dreams and aspirations in childhood?
Well, actually, to begin with, in my childhood, I was not aware of this service, which caters to the nature, the maintenance of nature, the forest. I was not aware of it, but as a child, I used to love playing outdoors, going into the garden, parks. So I had a certain kind of liking for these kind of natural places. And when I completed my graduation from IIT Kanpur, and in the course of giving many exams and interviews, I came across this service as Indian Forest Service. I applied for that. And during those times, it was only open for the science graduates. Only people from science background could apply for that. So I applied into that and I secured a good rank. And incidentally, I got my home cadre. So I joined the service.
It's extremely informative, sir. But you just mentioned that you didn't know what the service is as a child.
Yes.
So what motivated you to join this service in the first place?
Yes, when I was giving the examination, I talked to quite a few members of the service, and through them, I got an idea that this service involves many outdoor activities. Like we have many things where we have to go into the outdoors. It's not purely office work, so it was more of an adventure kind of thing. So that is how this thing attracted me.
So you just mentioned that it is not a very popular service. So can you please explain what being an IFS officer actually entails?
No, I didn't say it's not a very popular service. It's just that in my circle, I was not aware of this service. It is a popular service. There are quite few entrants into this, and this is like it's a very it involves a lot of field job. So that is how this service is, and field job is an integral part of the service. Like when I started as a district level officer, I was working in the field. Until date, I have to go to the field and work in the forest. So that is something which attracted me, and that increased my love for the service.
Okay, sir. So being an IFS officer mainly entails a lot of field work, which is going out into forests.
Yes, yes.
So how is being an IFS different from other services?
Look, being an IFS officer, there are two very important things that makes it different from other services. First one is that you have to work with the nature. And second thing is, it is not always a desk job. Very often you have to be into the field, manage certain situations, some unexpected surprises, like you have to go for a rescue operation, you have to go for plantations, you have to manage certain wildlife issues, natural calamities. That is what makes it different from other services. Like in other services, it's mostly like as you go higher up into the hierarchy, it is more often like a field job, a desk job. You have to be there in the office, plan things. But in this service, you have to be in the field. You have to go to the field very often. However senior you are, you have to be into the field. Very often you have to go to the forest areas and see the working of the forest, manage the wildlife issues, and do a lot of field work. That is what is different for this service.
That was enlightening, sir. Which are some of your most memorable experiences as an IFS?
Well, each day is very exciting for the service. Like the last day when we had scheduled an appointment, I had to rush to Pilibhit because a leopard had entered into a house. So I had to go there. But luckily, it didn't take much time. By nightfall, this leopard escaped out of the that residential area and it went back into the forest. So there are many incidences, like in 2010, when I was posted in Meerut, there was an incident where an elephant was called into a marriage procession. You must have seen elephants being called into marriage processions where the bride, where the groom sits on the elephant, it comes into a barat. What happened there was, when the elephant was in the ceremony, it suddenly went out of control. It damaged 13 cars there in that. Then it started moving into the city area. Since we didn't have any expert staff there, we had to control the elephant till the team arrived from Delhi. So that operation lasted for around 18 hours. We could finally capture the elephant, tranquilize it, and then we could control the elephant. That was one. Then in 2019, we had two elephants which had come from Nepal. It had come to Bareilly, very close to Bareilly. We had to control the elephants, and it stayed here for around 1.5 months. And during that tenure, it killed 5 people. That was a very tricky operation, tranquilizing two elephants simultaneously. Then they were tranquilized, they were loaded onto the trucks, they were taken back to the Nepal border and released. That was something very exciting. But in that, we lost 5 people. That was a bit tragic.
Yes, the risks regarding this are extremely high. In your opinion, what kind of child would be happy to grow up to be an IFS officer?
A child who loves adventure, who loves going into the wild areas, who loves outdoor activities, and he has certain liking for the wildlife, the plants, the trees. He will be very happy working in this, because each day is a challenge and you have to be in the areas, and each day is a surprise. Like, you go to a particular place in different seasons, you'll see that place in a very different shade. You'll find it like in summer months, it will be different. In rains, it will be different. In winters, it will be different. So like, you have to have a liking for these kind of things. Any child who enjoys these kind of things will be very happy working in this service.
Thank you, sir. That was extremely informative. Is there any last message you wish to give to all our viewers?
Yes. Look, we are living in times when there is always a conflict between the development and the nature. So nature is equally important, with a lot of climate crisis happening all around. Like in Canada, we had so high temperatures. In Europe, we had so much of rainfall. Recently, 2 days back, China suffered huge rainfall and quite few people died. So we have to be very careful with the environment, because this climate change is a very real thing. It's not a theory now. We are seeing a change, and extremes of weather are happening. So we have to be very careful with the environment. We have to protect the environment, and each person can contribute in maintaining a good environment. And I hope your listeners, your viewers, do contribute to the well-being of the environment.
Yes, sir, definitely. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time to be with us here today.
Thank you.
It was an honor having you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you all. Thank you.